எஸ்மா ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாம்.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Never stop learning because life never stops teaching. Good evening, everyone. I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to all present here for FDP on research methodology and publication in journals, organized by IIC, IQAC, Department of Computer Science. I am R. Saraswati, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science. Sunshine is a welcome thing. It brings a lot of brightness. Now I would like to call Mrs. Sujata, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, to give a welcome address.
Have a nice evening to one and all gathered here. Greetings from the management of Sri Agiladeshwar Women's College, Vandavasi. I am very happy to be here to welcome you all for the one-day faculty development program on research methodology and publication in journals, organized by Institution Innovation Council, Internal Quality Assurance Cell and Department of Computer Science, Sri Agilandeshwar Women's College, Vandavasi. It's my immense pleasure to welcome our Honorable Chairman, Thiruvalar Lion B. Munirathinam Sir, most respected Secretary, Thiruvalar Lion M. Ramanan Sir, and most respected our beloved Principal, Dr. S. Rukmani Ma'am, in this wonderful occasion. And I took privilege to welcome our today's resource person, Dr. S. Balamurali, Assistant Professor, Department of Business Administration, Dwaraka Das Govardhan Das Vaishnav College, Chennai. Such a befitting personality is here for today's need of award. Welcome, sir. I am grateful to welcome teaching faculties from various colleges. Finally, I am very happy to welcome the heads of various departments and faculty members for this faculty development program. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Sujata ma'am. To be inspired is great, but to be an inspiration is an honor. Now I would like to call Ms. P. Gunavati, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, to give a guest introduction.
Good evening, one and all present here. I am P. Gunavadi, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science. Immense pleasure. I am here to introduce today's chief guest, Mr. S. Balamurali. Welcome you, sir. Mr. Balamurali is a MBA graduate and UGC NET qualified person. He has more than 10 years of experience in teaching, training, and services marketing. He trained more than 4,000 teaching professionals on the NTA NET trainings in Tamil Nadu and Bangalore. He presented research papers in 20 national international conferences and published 10 research papers in UGC listed peer-reviewed referred journals. Some of his areas of training expertise are UGC NET, interview skills, career counseling, communication skills, group discussion, body language, leadership skills, stress management, research methodology, presentation skills. He has trained UGC NET accomplishments for 36 plus institutions and conducted programs on training in various events for more than 11 organizations. He is doing research work at Annamalai University, Chidambaram. He completed his MBA at Velamal College of Management and Computer Studies, Chennai. He started his job as CAF administrator at SIFI, Pondicherry. And now he is assistant professor in Dwaraka Das Govardhan Das Vaishnav College, Chennai. He attended more than 28 plus FDP workshops and conferences. We are eager to hear the speech of such befitting personality with us for today's sessions. Thanking you all.
Thank you, Gunavati ma'am. Excellence is not being the best, it is doing your best. Now I would like to request Dr. S. Rukmani ma'am, Principal of the Akandeshwari Women's College, to give a presidential address.
Good evening, one and all present here. Most respected Chairman Sir, beloved and dynamic Secretary Sir, renowned resource person Mr. Bala, most and befitted resourceful person. I welcome him and all the faculty members, HODs and faculty members and my dear PG students. This is opportunity for you to uplift and upgrade your research skill. So please use this opportunity as your updated development for this. I should thank from bottom of my heart for Balamurali because apart from his busy schedule, he accepted my invitation without any hesitation and he asked, as your convenience, I will come. So that is the personality of Mr. Balamurali. So I thank him on behalf of myself and my behalf of management. And one more thing, he is one husband of our alumni. His wife studied in our institution. So always whenever I'm talking to him, he will represent this. So that for that, not only for that, he is helping hand for the society. He is doing lot of work, academic and research work. You will see his presentation. After his presentation, you will accept all whatever that Gunavadi told and myself. So I don't want to take much of his time. Thank you for this opportunity. I thank all one and all present here. Thank you so much. Bala, you can proceed.
Very good evening to one and all present here. First of all, I would like to thank the college management.
Bala, volume is low. Volume is little bit low.
1 minute, I will check. Am I audible for others?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank the college management, principal madam and other heads of the department, assistant professors and students, non-teaching staffs who are backbone of this program. And today's, the topic which you have taken is research methodology and publication in journals. Hope my screen is visible now. Ma'am, my PPT is visible now. I'm presenting.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, so before getting into the session, I want the session should be a dialogue, not a monologue. So you also can contribute your side knowledge into the session. So what is research? Don't look at the slide. You just type your idea what is research, because we have a considerable crowd, around 130 plus participants. So instead of opening up the mic, you can use your chat box. So what is research as per your own conception? Finding something new. Very good, Janani ma'am. Yeah, correct. Then okay, to find something, know something good. Searching for a new one, correct. Again, but don't repeat the points anyway. But if you're having a new point, then you can throw. Come on, quick. Research is nothing, then there is no use of having FDP on that. Okay, research is nothing but refining already existing one. It is improving whatever existing already. Okay. Searching again and again, very good. Find out more information. Improving the existing method, good. Understand the existence and going to improve that. All right. I have a question here. So we do research only for academic and industry orientation, or the research is part of day-to-day life? How many of you say that research is part of day-to-day life? You can type yes, the single letter yes, I can understand. Research we do in day-to-day life. Without knowing that is research, we do it. Good. Anybody has difference of opinion? No, sir. We do research while we are doing MPhil, PhD, and postdoctoral, or we are doing our PG. Any difference of opinion? After that, we don't do any research. Okay, majority of you say yes. I could give a small example. Research is not something new to academicians or general public. Maybe the technological orientation towards the research.
Bala, yeah. Sorry for the disturbance. Your image is shaking and voice is a little bit feeble only.
For others, how it is for others?
Yeah, for them also. For recording purpose, it is so feeble. That's why. And your image is also shaking.
Okay. I will just change the table, madam. Give me a minute.
Yeah.
Ma'am, is it perfect now? Ma'am,
Video is clear, sir.
Yeah.
Video is clear, but audio too low.
Audio too low.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, I will disconnect and reconnect, ma'am. So audio problem will be over. 1 minute. Ma'am, is audio fine now?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. So research we do in a day-to-day life. For example, you want to purchase something. Will you go blindly and purchase? Let us take example. You want to purchase a mobile. Okay. So blindly you go with the 10,000 rupees and purchase the mobile. What do you do before that? Can you type something about your experience towards purchasing a mobile phone or television? So you do inquiry. Very good. Number one. The research starts with inquiry. Again, coming back to the topic, research starts with inquiry. And you also check the specification features. Very good. Then details about the product, research about companies. Good, good. Okay. First, we all analyze the price and the quality. Okay. Research about available companies. You will check the online websites. Okay. Very good. Company, compare some company models. Good. Brand. We inquire about the product and features, specification, affordable price. So it's a type of small research you are doing about your product which you are going to buy. It's a small research, scale research. Balasubramaniam sir, your side some audio disturbance. Thank you, sir. Thank you. 1 minute.
And so, sir, tell me, sir.
Okay, very good. So all this thing all about, part of the research we are doing without knowing, that is research. You do compare product, you visit 4 to 5 shops to know who is offering a better service, correct? And finally, you compare 3-4 mobiles and come to the purchase decision, right? This is what we do. So this is also a research. Not only this, there are many other examples I could give you. Okay. Research is a scientific investigation. Big screen is visible now, right? PPT is visible, sir?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
It is visible.
Yeah.
Visible.
The scientific investigation and also systematic design, collection, analysis, and reporting the finding and solutions for a marketing problem of a company. Since my area is marketing, I note it like this. If you are from a sociology department, it's a society problem. If you are from anthropology department, it's an anthropology problem of the society. Accordingly, you can change. But anywhere the research is more or less similar. I think someone has opened the mic. Kindly close yourself, mute yourself, please. Okay. And a systematic design. The research design, the collection refers to the data collection, data analysis, reporting the findings and solution. Let us see why it is called so. One by one, let us see. This is what the purpose why we need research. To identify the problem and to find solution to the problem. Let us take a problem like COVID-19. So identifying COVID-19 is one process. The finding solution to COVID-19 is another process. Okay. To help making decisions whether I want to go with plan A or plan B. If you are doing a proper research, you can take a proper decision. To develop new concepts, new product, new theory, etc. Right? To find alternative strategies. Already this medicine is there. I want some medicines which can be more effective than the existing one. Correct? These are the major reasons why somebody do research. Objectives of research, number one, to get familiarity with the phenomenon. Because of your passion, you take a topic and you do the research work. Okay. And sometimes you check the existing literature to get the knowledge, right? Review of literature. That is also a type of research. To offer solution to problem, to generate a new knowledge. Day to day, there are a lot of technical inventions happening in majority of the fields, especially in computer science and technology. The side of biology, there are a lot of inventions. And to portray accurately the characteristics of individual situation or a group. So you want to find out the behavior of particular tribal people or particular people living in a particular place. To do a research and know it. How do we categorize? Rajaraja Cholan done this. Pandya kingdom done this. How do we say that? Yes, we have done a research, historical research, correct? To determine the frequency with which something occurs. So you go to a doctor and you are reporting that you had a fever. So what immediately he will ask? How many times you had a fever in the last 24 hours? Or how many times you had such a pain in the last 24 hours? So objective can be to know the frequency of something happening. How many days once you are purchasing a soap? That may be the objective. To test a hypothesis of causal relationship between variables. That's a very important point. What is hypothesis? Can somebody explain? What is hypothesis? I mean, use your chat box. Not predictable. Okay, it's a tentative statement. Very good, Janani ma'am. It is a tentative statement which is yet to be proved. It may be true, may be false. Okay, how do we generate hypothesis? Okay, it's a variable mixed with every stage of research. It's an assumption, it's a mere assumption that has to be proved or disproved using our statistical tools. Okay, how to frame a hypothesis? To frame a hypothesis, we need minimum 2 variables. I go with a common example because people from different disciplines are here. I go with a common example. We need 2 variables. One is dependent variable. Another one is independent variable. Sir, how to identify dependent variable and independent variable? Depends on your area of research. The dependent variable and independent variable may vary. There is no constant dependent variable and a constant independent variable. Let us take this example. H naught. This is null hypothesis which says there is no relationship between 2 variables. There is no relationship between vaccination and disease prevention. What does it mean by? Oh, people get vaccinated, they may get diseases. There is no relationship between vaccination and disease prevention. Okay, so can you tell me which is dependent variable and which is independent variable in this? Dependent, independent. That's what I need. Another one is alternate variable, research variable, sorry, research hypothesis or alternate hypothesis, whatever it says, there is a relationship exists between two variables. So the researcher, through the data collection and data analysis, he is going to prove that whether there is a relationship between these variables or not. Okay, which is dependent, which is independent. Let me check out the chat box. Disease is independent, vaccination is dependent. Pravina madam, you are other way around. Vaccination is independent. Disease is dependent. If you vaccinate, disease will not come. That's the base logic, right? So disease depends on whether you get vaccinated or not. When a particular variable depending on other variable, that is called dependent. Another example I will give. Not this. Another example. Let us go for. There is no difference relationship between salary and savings. Now you tell me which is dependent, which is independent. Salary and savings. Vaccination independent, this is dependent, very good. Salary independent, very good, good understanding. Salary is independent and your savings is depends on the salary. When you get more salary, more savings, less salary, less savings, like that. Okay. Thanks for the understanding. Let's move on to the next topic. So this is the characteristics of research. Research is systematic one. You complete one process and go to another process. Research is a systematic one. It is controlled one, either by the laboratory or technology or by researcher himself. You can control your research process and you can direct your research process. Mostly in biological sciences and medical sciences, the controlling mechanism is quite low. But when it comes to social science researchers, the researcher has 100% control over the research. Okay, it employs hypothesis, we have discussed already. Analytical, it should employ some statistical and mathematical techniques to prove whether something is true or false. It should go towards the objective, and your research should be unbiased. Your research results findings should be unbiased one. It's done by an expert. Not everybody is a researcher, but when somebody becomes a researcher, he becomes expert. It must be a patient and unhurried activity. That is why 3 to 4 years of time is given for academic research. Okay. It requires efforts making capacity. It requires courage. It may be empirical. It should prove the reliability and validity of results. It's logical. There is a connection between one thing and other thing, so it is called logical. I will prove it again in the forthcoming slides. Should be original work free from plagiarism. We'll see how to write your own research paper or thesis without plagiarism or with minimized plagiarism. We'll see that. Accuracy on information, whatever you are giving. This is very, very important slide. People kindly listen. Research process. Okay. The starting point is defining research problem. Okay. We have a lot of discussions on this area because this is very, very important to understand methodology, whether to write a paper or to do a project or complete off your thesis in a successful manner. This is very, very important. So let us discuss. Process of all right. Okay, what is the first step in research? Step number 1. Is your chat box quick? First step in research. Identification of problem. Very good, Ms. Sarala. Very good. Abhinaya, very good. Thank you. So we'll move on that. Identify the research problem. Okay, I have a practical question. How do you identify the research problem? I know usually scholars go to their guides and ask, sir, which topic I need to proceed my research. The wrong approach. You should find a guide who is comfortable with your topic. Because it is, no, you are the captain of the ship. Your research is the ship, correct? No, finding a guide is not the right method of, getting research problem. How do you identify research problem? Very good. Develop our topics. Gazira Bodumam, correct. Depends on interested area, correct. It is based on current situation. That depends, correct, anyway. Analyzing the fact, okay. About what we are going to research. Okay, fine. Okay, how to find out a research problem? Number one, identify your research area. For example, I want to do research in cloud computing. That is the case. Then you should find out the relevant sources which could give you, idea about the problem. Okay, I take a generic topic. Let us say, yeah, very good, Nirmala Devi ma'am. It is recent research theory debates on your topic. So first of all, freeze your domain. I want to do in artificial intelligence, or I want to do in post-COVID mutation. Fix your topic first. At least the broad area. In case you are from a social science department, something like self-help women's group. That is my major area. Fix your domain. Then fix the topic. Example, I take a problem like this. My domain area is marketing, for example. Others, you can think of your own department, you will identify. So under marketing, let us take a subdivision called consumer behavior. That is how somebody, react and interact with the market. Everybody is a consumer, right? We consume a lot of things in a day-to-day life. You take a coffee in the morning and you consume food. Okay, so you need to buy it, right? So what is consumer behavior? Under consumer behavior, again, I break it down, whether it is pre-behavior or post-behavior, or it is a comparative study. When I freeze my topic, it is, consumer behavior on online marketing. E-commerce portals, instead of saying online marketing, e-commerce portals. Consumer behavior on e-commerce portals post-COVID-19. So this is topic framing. This is how we should shape your topic. But what are all the inputs I got? How do you fix this immediately? Because already I know what is happening, right? You can source information from research journals. You can source information from thesis which is submitted in the particular topic. You can source information from television, newspaper, etc. Then finalize. See, this is my research interest, correct? Consumer behavior is my research interest. Okay. But generally, I cannot do consumer behavior because the behavior for purchasing 1 kg of rice is different from the behavior of purchasing one laptop. So go specifically, don't generalize anything in the research. Okay. Why have I taken e-commerce portal? Somebody would ask you, why have I taken this e-commerce portal under this post-COVID-19? Because we are all living in the era of post-COVID-19. This is one difference you can put in front. And why e-commerce websites? Because as long as people, they endured this COVID-19, majority of them started, purchasing products through online because government implemented lockdown, limited working hours, so on and so forth. So people started going for online portals. So just I want to check whether they continue the same behavior post-corona or they will stop it as soon as lockdown is taken back. Got the idea? Is this clear? If it is clear, type S in the chat box. How to frame a topic. Identify the problem. The problem becomes your topic again. Like this, if you think in your own research area, in your domain, your department, you will get a topic definitely. Then type this, take this topic, do further research. Go to Google. The same topic what you frame, research paper. I am refining my research now. I started collecting data about what people did previously. See, there are lot of open access journal which don't charge you anything. They will give you their articles free of cost, but only online. See here, I just searched in Google and I got this paper. Okay, sir, this paper has around 19 pages. Okay, do I need a 19 pages? Do I need to read all the 19 pages to understand what is there inside? No. Read the abstract. If it is, giving some food for thought, then proceed. Otherwise, just to close this and go to another paper. Got the idea? Second one again. Another research paper in the same related topic which we have taken. See, I'm doing in front of you. There are a lot of research papers available at free of cost. Take this from internet, start proceeding your research. Don't say that we don't have access to digital library or modern library, all those things. See, people who have reasons, let them be. But if you want to survive and grow, this is the methodology. Use whatever available around. Net is anyway, somehow it is free of cost today, right? Use it for your growth. For a lot of papers you can get it. Ma'am, all the staffs are having institutional mail ID.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then you can use this website called ResearchGate. Probably you are using this for those people who are looking for a website. So again, this website is having a lot of data, lot of research papers. You can read it free of cost, and you can even connect with authors who have written the paper to get some insight on that. Even foreign author or somebody from north or somebody from other state also. That's a possibility. Okay. And there are some paid journals. For that, we need to pay and access. So I don't suggest you need to pay and access something. So you just bookmark this website, science-hub.se. Okay, the main purpose of this website is to break the learning barrier. So if you enter the URL of the paid website, this website will open. Let me show you an example. Same thing. Let me show you some paid thing and how to crack it. Most of the time it would open, but 10% papers it cannot open. It's a type of paid one. Let us check our luck. So whatever may be the journal, end of it there is something called a DOI. The digital identification for your journal or article. So just to copy paste that and try to open it. It is opening. This is from, I think it's from a foreign country, but the language is in English. Don't worry. So like this, you can even break the barrier. Paid websites using Science Hub, we can break it. It's ethically accepted and right. So don't worry about this issue. So second step is to search furthermore. So what is second step? Number 2. Identifying research problem is number 1. What is number 2? Review of literature or literature survey. Review of literature. So what is review of literature? You are going to study or survey the previous research papers. Okay, we are going to study the previous research papers and write a short note on that. That's what review of literature. What is the purpose of doing review of literature? Any idea? The purpose of doing review of literature? Why we need to know what is already done in the area? It is not how it is different, it is how to improve. Anyway, it's a good point, but how to improve? Slightly change that. Collect relevant data. Very good, Pravina ma'am, to know the research gap. Very, very good, Jai Chitra ma'am, to know the research gap we are doing it. Okay, let us understand more keenly. Okay, so when you are doing review of literature, you get three type of reply. One is, yes, I got answer for my research problem. I got answer for my research problem. People can note it down in your notepad. This is one reply. If you get this reply, you need to stop your topic and find another topic, because already there is a solution available, correct? Why you are proceeding it unnecessarily? You are going to find the same. Don't duplicate the research. Number two, no, previous researchers haven't done something specifically important for this topic. Then you proceed, because you are going to find something new. And again, yes, but I have a better solution. I have a better solution. For example, currently we are enjoying this 4G connection, correct? What is a better solution? To have a 5G connection, I am going to do the research. Anyway, 5G is already coming to the market. In another 1.5 years, everyone is going to enjoy 5G. Okay, so something like that, 6G or 7G. So both these cases you can proceed, because you have a gap from the previous researcher and your research. There is a gap. That is why we say you need to proceed. Okay, how to write review of literature? Next question. How to write review of literature? Many people copy paste the abstract. No, that's not a right approach. You need to read the entire paper. It's 19 pages, 20 pages. Go through it. Because you need to be passionate about doing something, otherwise you cannot do that. If you are just reading the abstract, you may or may not get the point or variable or gap, whatever the researcher has given. So don't stop with the abstract. But if you understand the logic and these variables are given in the abstract and everything is specified in abstract in a clear way, then it is okay. But it is always suggested to read the entire paper, so that you will know what are all the statistical tool employed, what are all the hypotheses employed, variable he has taken, and what are the type of data collection mode event. All those things you get a clear-cut idea. Okay. Then write the gist of them. Okay. What are all the things I need to include in review of literature? It is starting something like this. So Ravi in the year 2005. I'm writing it for example. The year 2005. Studied the consumer behavior of internet subscribers. Correct? They are also consumers, right? This is the topic Mr. Ravi studied. You can change this word: researched, studied, explored, explained. Okay, depends on the paper, you can change. That's why I said, read the paper first. Then what type of, these are all things very, very important you need to put inside. Problem statement. Okay. Type of research. Data collection. That's number of data collected, number of type of sampling method. Data analysis. Major findings of the research. And the important area, scope for further research, the author would have mentioned. You will get a gap here also because he identified some gap. I left these areas in this research, so you take, that's what this area. Scope for further study. All those things you need to write as a gist, 1 paragraph or 2 paragraph. This is called your review of literature. Now, if you understood the entire review of literature procedure, type S in the chat box. There are 140 participants, but when we ask for a response, only 10. What about others? It's a wonderful event to learn research from basics. You don't need to have any prior knowledge. Okay, let's move on. What is next topic? You got a research gap, so go for objectives of the study. Objectives of the study always based on your research problem. Okay. This is our topic also. So somebody, some researchers, they give more scope to research questions. I mean, how to identify a problem? You go for a question, then identify a problem. That is another logic. Okay. Using this, write your objectives. You already done review of literature. You know the research gap. So based on that, you write. For this topic, the probable objective should be to understand or to analyze, study consumer behavior on e-commerce portals post-COVID, right? There are two types of objectives, primary objective and secondary objective. Can somebody tell me what is primary, what is secondary objective? And before objectives, formulating hypothesis is one method, but I don't suggest that, because once you frame your objectives, you know that where you are going, because objectives are like a lamppost. It will tell you where you need to travel. What is your endpoint? So if you are formulating hypothesis before objective, I don't think that's the right procedure anyway. That procedure is still there. Okay, tell me quick the difference between primary objective and secondary objective. And I make it clear, I'm not talking about primary data and secondary data. That is entirely different. I'm talking about primary objective and secondary objective. Quick. Use your chat box. What is primary? What is secondary objective? Main objectives are primary. Okay, main area, research main area is primary objective, parallel finding. It's not a parallel finding, it can be a supporting objective, that is secondary objective. Let us have a look at it. Very good, very good. Let's have a look. So this is a primary objective, right? Secondary objective. To understand respondents' demographic profile. What is demographic? The personal data, their age, gender, from the place where they are living, okay, their salary, their occupation, their education level, all those things are demographic profile. This is used for data analysis purpose. To know satisfaction level of study the consumer loyalty. All right, these three are secondary objectives which would support, the primary objectives. Or you can add even more because consumer behavior is a wide area. You have a psychographic analysis of a consumer, that is how he interact with the product. For example, somebody gets into a hotel or some mall. You can see a variety of customer behavior, consumer behavior. Somebody would go and ask what is available at cheaper price. Somebody asks what is a premium price, what is the trend and fashion. I want that product. Somebody would always see the all products, inquire the price, and they will not buy. So people psychographic profile also we can take, and people social habits you can study for understanding consumer behavior. Got the idea how to fix the objective? If you understand, type S. Secondary objective is not the primary goal, it is a supporting goal. Again, there are 150 people, but only 3 is typing S. If you are having doubt, I am open to explain that. Others got the understanding? See, online education has given you an opportunity to make 150 people sit in the same room and have a knowledge transfer. This type of facilities you cannot expect in offline because it is costing much. Try to understand that. Thank you. Thanks for the replies. Let's move on. I don't think that since I am from marketing, I'm teaching you this, consumer behavior. This is the easiest topic, every discipline people can easily understand. That's why we have taken this. Okay, hypothesis framing, which I already discussed. No problem. Formulation of hypothesis, which you have already done. Let's move on to the next step. What is the next step? Can somebody predict the next step? What is next step? Hypothesis formulation we have done. Very good. Research design. Sarala madam, very good. Research design. So what is research design? what I need to show it in the research design. It's a blueprint of your research. That's called research design. So before making, before constructing a building, we will make a chart, right? Blueprint. We will draw the area. This is kitchen. This is puja room. This is hall. This is dining. Correct? The same we do here. First, you need to describe the type of research. The above example which you have taken is a type of descriptive research. So depends on your own topic. This type of research will change. If you are a medical student, it's a clinical research, laboratory research. Okay. Data collection. Data collection tools. And we also talk about a very important thing, the population and the sample size. What is the right sample size for the population? Can anybody tell me? Okay, for biology department people, this is called design protocol. Okay. Outline graph. Good. So what is the relationship between population and sample, and what is the right sample size? Many people fail in this. We don't know how to fix the sample size. That depends on your topic. If your research is very novel and your sample is quite low, right? No problem. Your sample can be as low as 30 and as high as 800,000 even. But how to decide that? What is the relationship between population and sample? Can anybody explain? What is sample? Sample. Testing, very good, very good. Testing, correct. Proof, it's not a proof. It's okay, fine. Then testing, very good, very good. Okay, I give a very, very layman example. You go for a blood test. Everybody had this experience. Once in a lifetime, you are given your blood for testing, correct? Yes. That is called sample taken from you. Any idea what is the sample size they have taken from your body? The amount of blood that is taken in quantity. Any idea? A small quantity. That's what? How much it is? Don't generalize small quantity, big quantity. Count it in numbers. How much they will take from the body? Come on, quick. 5 ml to 10 ml maximum cases. But what is the blood available in entire body? Sometimes less than 5 ml if it is a child. Fine. What is the blood available in the entire body? 5 liters, 5.5, correct? Approximately. Biology people can reply it because they know the accurate statistics. 6 liters, very good, okay. But out of this 5 to 6 liters, they take only 5 milliliter, not even 1 liter, right? Why is that so? Why they take only 5 or 10 ml to test? There is a point, because the entire 5 to 6 liters of blood, the characters of such a blood is available in this sample 5 ml. This 5 ml sample represents the 5 liters of blood in the body. This is the relationship between population and sample. Your sample should represent all the characteristics of population. Got the logic? It doesn't matter how big it is, how small it is. But as much as it is bigger, the errors in your data collection will be very less. Clear? So in this case, the population refers to the number of consumers, right? Number of consumers using e-commerce portals for purchases. These people are called sample, but these people are population. out of this population, we need to take a part that is called a sample. There are formulas to standardize sample size. There are websites to check out sample size. I will share you the website shortly. Okay. The next thing is, data collection tools. How do you collect data? Observation. Science people usually go for observation. Laboratory model. And arts people usually go for, historical research or questionnaire method. Social science people usually the questionnaire and interview method they will go for. Sometimes if you are from biology or medical related department, you may have go for expert opinion method. That's the type of data. So you can collect the data for analysis purpose that is based on the type of research topic you are having. Sampling method. What is sampling? Everybody does sampling. The field research, you can go to field and collect data. Very good. Very good observation. Okay. What is sampling? Sampling method. Sampling method refers to selecting a sample from the population. Write it down if you want. Sampling method refers to selecting a sample from population. For example, there are around, my population size would be around 1 crore people. Correct? What would be my sample size? How many of them I am going to survey? For descriptive method, we usually call for questionnaires. Right? How many people I can get data? So it is hardly 400 samples if I collect. It's okay. Data collection tool is questionnaire. But ensure that these 400 people will resemble all the purchase behavior characters of this 1 crore population. That matters. Sampling method, I can go for simple random sampling, very easiest one. Okay. But always go for a sampling method which is having a probability method or random model. Don't select non-random model. Pravina madam, I will show you the website to finalize why it is 400. And if you use formula method, there are 3 or 4 formulas. Okay, that will also do the same. If your population is more than 10,000 or 1 lakh, the fixed size is around 396 samples. So if you are taking more sample, it is okay. That's up to you. If you are taking more sample, your sampling error comes down. But the results will not have much impact if you are collecting more. Sampling method. See, I haven't defined my geographical area and the research problem. Let us say in Tiruvannamalai district. Okay. So how to collect the sample now? You can go for area sampling. The entire geographical area of Tiruvannamalai district you can break up. See here how to break up that. Take the map. This with this information available with government website at free of cost. Approximate population of Tiruvannamalai is 24.6 lakhs. Tiruvannamalai district 24.6 lakh, which is having 38 districts. So from 38 districts, you need to collect this 400 sample, but ensure that in every district you collect equal number of sample. Got the idea? So it is 24.6 lakhs as per the census. Correct? Again, the sample size would be 400. This 400, how many districts are there? 35, 38. Okay. So from every district, you should collect minimum 10 sample. Minimum 10 sample from every district, so that you can claim that your samples taken from all the regions of the district. Understood? Sorry, I think it is 38. Okay, 38 districts in Tamil Nadu. I wrongly told you. And you should check how many big cities in Tiruvannamalai district. You can go to the website, it will show you. So here is a segregation of male, female. See here. Check out, where the density of population available. Check out the literacy rate. Now we need to segregate the areas available in the Tiruvannamalai district. Zone wise, you can go for number of zones available in the particular district. Tiruvannamalai region wise. Okay, it's region wise. Let us check for region wise available. Districts are urban. Okay. Showing general information, not giving the entire thing. You need to find the website particularly how many regions it has. Inside Tiruvannamalai, how many regions it has in its control. It is giving only city information, the township information. Or you can generally divide the entire district into 4 or 5 zones like north, south, east, west, and central. That is also another way of dividing your geographical space. And this census book would help you to explore the geographical space. See, for every area across India, this census book is available. It's free of cost. Somebody asking you, how do you say that this population is this much? You can show this book. And you can you try to see that any area wise chart is available. If that is the case, then it is easy for us. See here, area wise some charts are available. Ward wise available even, but ward wise data collection for paper writing would be a difficult task. So if it is available area wise, it is okay. For example, Sangam College, Pol College, Vandavasi College, something like that. Or any Kanjipuram, something like that you can go for. Understood now how to segregate your area to collect the sample? Ma'am, Chennai city, there are 2 to 3 methodologies for Chennai city. One logic, because if you are doing a PhD research, definitely your panel or some external would ask you how you divided this entire geographical location. And you need to justify it, why you have gone for such a division. Always go with your Chennai Corporation map. Chennai Corporation says north, south, east, west. That's one logic. North, central, south Chennai. That is another logic. So if you are segregating in this methodology, it is okay. Or sometimes your research topic may require that you can go for further segregation. Okay, South Chennai, Tambram area, Krompet area, something like that you need to do. Depends on your topic. But generally, the south, west, north, this could be enough. Now you understood how to segregate the geographical region. See, this is specific, more specific to social science. May not be applicable to other researches. Okay, sampling method. There are a lot of methods available. Right now, what we have done is area sampling. Then data analysis. Nowadays, you are not going to do data analysis. Your SPSS, AMOS, R programming, Python, Excel. Excel is very basic tool, easy to understand. W. There are many other tools available here, but the widely used tool is SPSS. And nowadays, the structural equation modeling, SEM model is highly mandatory to prove your research. For that, AMOS is required. Okay. All these things you need to give as a gist in your research design. Okay, research design is over. Next area, data collection. What is this data collection? Primary data, secondary data. Can somebody throw some light on this? Primary data, secondary data. What do you mean by primary data and secondary data? Primary data is first-hand data collected afresh. Very good, Sarla ma'am. It is a collected afresh for your own research. Okay. Secondary data is already collected by somebody. For example, I used census. That is collected by Government of India. Right. This is secondary data. I have gone for review of literature. Right. It's a type of secondary data. Understood? Primary data which you collect afresh for your research. That is primary data. Okay. So primary data usually in the form of observation, questionnaire, panel discussion, expert opinion. You can see this in TV debates, expert opinion. There are 2 or 3 doctors sitting together and discussing about a particular disease in the interview. Nowadays, it is accepted if you collect data through cameras remotely, that is also fine. Secondary data from research journals, articles, conference proceedings, news, television, radio, social media, etc. Secondary data. Government agencies, etc. Okay, data collection. Fine. What is next? Data analysis. I already told you how to analyze the data. We are not touching on data analysis in this session. We are into methodology. So when we do data analysis, okay, you do hypothesis testing also because you formed a hypothesis earlier. So you test the hypothesis here. When you come to conclusion whether to accept the null hypothesis or to reject the null hypothesis. Then based on data analysis, you will get findings. Many people commit mistake here, writing findings. Let us check. 55% of consumers found online, found our e-commerce portals are safe. 45% spelling mistake. E-commerce portal. E-commerce portals are unsafe. Okay, which will be your finding? Can somebody tell me? What is your findings out of these two? You want to see that again? 55% of customers found e-commerce portals are safe, and 45% found that it is unsafe. This is the results of data analysis. I have given very simple percentage analysis because everybody know percentage analysis. But usually, I used to hear our professors used to say this: go with the maximum value. If you said 55%, go with that blindly. No. Look at the significance of the issue. If you are going everything, maximum value in everything, then you will not have problems findings. Then how do you write the suggestion? When everything is perfect, no need to give the suggestion, right? So you need to consider this also, because your finding is a type of symptom of the problem. Why the problem is happening? Because of this. Why I want to study about the consumer behavior? Because the sales is declining nowadays. Post-corona, people going back to normal purchasing mode, correct? The brick and mortar mode. They go to shop, they purchase things. They no more stick with online portals. I find out why. This is the reason. They feel unsafe. The company taking my data and selling it to some people. That is one thing. Other thing, your browser saves your data in the form of cookies, correct? So for fast accessing the website or information when you use it next time. And sometimes the payment failure happens and the bank is getting delayed, to pay it back to you. Sometimes you pay to the seller and the product is not dispatched on time. All those errors we could encounter online. That may make people to feel unsafe. Okay, this 45% is the finding. Try to understand that, not the 55%. Because you need to see the potential of the word unsafe. And I again re-modify the same. Now, which one will you take? Which one? I just re-modified the text. I mean the numbers, not the text. Now, which one will you take? Quick. Number is interchanged. There's no other changes we have made. No idea? Now you need to take this 55% because it is not the percentage only to decide. It is the factor which we have taken. Try to understand that. Okay. Is this clear? How to write findings? If it is clear, type S in the chat box. Okay, let's move on. Then this you need to take it to findings. Which one? This 45%. And in this case, this 55% unsafe category to take to findings. You found out why the problem arises. That is a link between, okay? It's a link between your problem and the finding. consumer, why you want to study the consumer behavior? There would be a problem. What would be the usual problem? There is a less traffic in the e-commerce websites post-corona. Correct? And there may be declining the number of purchases they made earlier. Last month purchase is not reflected in this month. That is your problem. So your finding should be related to your problem. If your finding is something and the problem is something else, that's a cooked up data. This I will also talk about the reviewer's point of view or editorial board point of view. This finding suggestions. How to write suggestions here? Then when a customer says the e-commerce portal is unsafe, the questioner asks the next question: which factor make you unsafe? This question we should have asked in the questionnaire itself. So number one, maybe as I said, cookies. Number two, the seller knows your personal data, not the bank transaction, at least your personal data. Because we always log in with your Gmail, or when registering with the e-commerce portals, we are giving our date of birth, the personal mobile number, marital status, income level, etc. So usually they are business people, they used to sell your personal data and get some profit. So that you get anonymous SMS from somebody who is selling credit card. You have no need, but you will get an SMS, right? But how the data is leaked because of something like this. You know? Unfair price for quality. And you can keep an open-end question dash. Because you may not know the actual factor, they will have something in mind. So always give space for something. The respondent need to talk. Okay. Then based on this, you write a suggestion. These factors lead to unsafe e-commerce purchases. So when the companies takes care of these things, the consumer would have more positive behavior towards e-commerce portals. Okay. Finally, conclusions. And while writing your findings, very, very important, listen, while writing your findings, you try to relate your findings with the previous research. Because you have done a review of literature, right? For example, the major factor is selling the personal data. That's the major factor. Let us say, for example, I'm telling it's not exactly right. Let us assume the selling of your personal data is your major concern. Okay. If that is the case, you should write in the suggestion. Marshall in the year 2010, okay, found the same. Year 2010. So you are citing somebody's article also telling the same. On the leak of personal data is breach of privacy. Our research proved that respondents are afraid of leak of personal data. See, both the findings are matching. Somebody found in 2010. I'm founding the same thing in 2011. You can quote like this. Or sometime you may have a difference of opinion. In 2010, okay, people felt unsafe because of unsafe internet connection. I take another. Study in the year 2008, for example. Use different words. Don't use the found always, because it is already completed research. You can say concluded. Okay. concluded that not breach of information, it may be something else. Unfair pricing is the major factor why people feel unsafe. Our research disproved that respondents of current era, because it is 2021, right? We are going to end it anyway. Afraid of leak of personal data. So in 2008, people see that unfair pricing in online it is costing more, or in online also one seller costing more, one seller costing less. Nowadays also it is there. But in 2021, people are not afraid about price. They're afraid. They're more concerned about the personal data. This is why you should write your suggestions. Understood? You should try to relate your suggestions with the previous session. That's why I asked the people to go for extensive literature survey. Before you write a paper, go for 20 papers in the same topic. Minimum 20. Maximum it may be anything. So you get an idea about write like this. So your paper would be more beautiful. Instead of just presenting your findings, you can go for this. Then scope for conclusion. Conclusion usually one paragraph. That won't be much important. But scope of further study, this is much more important area. So what you didn't consider in the study, what are the variables you left because of some reasons, or the geographical area constraint, or the cost time constraint, okay, or in future, what are the things can be studied in the particular topic? For example, integration of artificial intelligence and consumer behavior. Okay, something like that. Think about it. Write that there. Finally, references or bibliography. We'll talk this later. Now let us get back to presentation. So now you understood the mechanism of writing the paper, yes or no? Clear mechanism of writing the paper. Okay, and let us see how the editorial viewpoint about the paper. See here, this is how your paper is arranged, right? Your paper is arranged like this, correct? All right. So the editor, usually they read the research problem, okay? They go to the findings and see there is a relationship. If there is a relationship, they will study the paper or they will reject your manuscript. Your research problem, write it down if you want. Your research problem, your research gap, research objective, research finding, suggestion, conclusion should be in the same line. The research problem is something, objective is something else, conclusion is something else. It is not a paper. Understood? Okay, all these areas, small glance. I explained it already, how to formulate a research problem. Where can you get a research problem? From customer complaint or public complaints. Talk to your employees, observation, a normal deviation from business plan. Look at your competitors, you will get idea. See, this is more peculiar into the social science or marketing research. Your own area, you should think about it. Identification of problem and selection of problem are two important things. Sources of problem. Where do you get research problem? Reading, experience, exposure, field visit, consultation, brainstorming, research, intuition. So what is brainstorming? Any idea what is brainstorming? You can use your mic, no problem. Brainstorming. The topic is given to a group of people.
The group decisions.
Yeah, it is whenever individual person takes, that is called decision. Okay, group decision, correct. Fine. See, why it is called brainstorming? We can say discussion, right? Why it is called brainstorming? The topic is given to a group of people. Okay, the group of people will give solution to the topic. There will be a moderator who notes down all the solutions and he will pick up the most suitable solution. There is no criticism in brainstorming methodology. Clear? There is no criticism at all. That's why brainstorming is very famous. A selection criteria. How do you select research problem? Based on researcher interest, your competency, your field, etc. The facilities available. Maybe it depends on your type of personality, importance, urgency, or the novelty of the problems. Do that. Literature survey explained already. Review of literature, you have seen already how to write it even. But always, your literature survey should be relevant to the field of investigation. If you are taking consumer behavior, okay, and you are talking about employee satisfaction, it won't match. So stick with your own area chosen. This purpose of review to know the gap, to identify variable, to identify methodology, research design. That is what the purpose of review. If a participant opened their mic, I request them to close. How to conduct survey, that I have shown you practically in the previous Word document. I have shown you practically. Okay, a research front. Can use Google Scholar. Google has searching tip. How many of you know that Google has search tip? I'll show you now. You know only google.com, right? You can search through using the languages even. Point number one. Point number two, you can refine your search. Example, this. I made a search. Go for tools. Okay, check out this area. What type of result you want? You want result from past 24 hours, past hour, past week, past year. You can even custom the range. All results are verbatim only. So it is giving you, the option to more selectively search. If you don't want old papers, you can choose the 5 years papers only. Google Scholar, it is like a research gate. Another website. Google patent search, you can search patent in Google even. These are the other e-sources in public domain. Bartley.com, onlinebookpage.com. I will share this PPT with you. Don't write and waste your time. I will share this PPT. MIT Open Course, free books, e-journals, doaj.org, the Indian Academy of Sciences, freefulltext.com, openjgate.com. So all these websites depends on your discipline you try to use. Sodhganga, the reservoir of Indian thesis. Nowadays, earlier if you are doing PhD, you need to travel across the cities. Okay, to visit the best institute, to get the thesis and take the important pages xerox. You need to spend a lot of time in library. Now that is not mandatory. For having internet, if you know how to browse and take the thesis out, it's enough. So if you are a fresher to teaching, or if you are planning to do your PhD, try to explore Sodh Ganga website. It is having all Indian thesis. I'll show you example. For example, if you want to do thesis in any area, for making that as your topic or research interest, explore the number of theses done in the particular area. Website. Then this is very, very important. Don't go to any mirror site. By mistake, I even came into a mirror site. Mirror site means that is not an original one. That is a copied website. But you see here the first one itself a mirror site. In the original website also is also very similar. I'm not sure. I think there is some problem. But usually Sodh Ganga works. You check 1 or 2 days after. Government website server might be down. And the Pinakex, Bubble Information Services, InfoMind, Impute, all these websites go and browse on your free time. Kairos ETD, Canada Thesis Dissertation Portal. So this is for foreign thesis if you want. Australian Digital Thesis Program. Have a look at it, how foreign thesis is. Emerald Insight, but Emerald is a paid website. It is listing a lot of 290 plus online journals in it. The collection of journals, that's it. Ebusco, Procast, this you can browse. So if you want to discover some research papers and other things, use this website, hw.ac.uk. Science Direct, you can go and browse. Under business management and accounting alone, 963 topics are available. Based on your own area, you can search. Provers database, it provides information about the companies. So what type of company, what business they do, all those information you will get. So doing financial research, you can go for that. Taylor and Francis Group, this is again for management people. Sage Publications, this you can browse. These are other databases. Springer, Willy, Web of Science, Scopus, Science Direct, Working Papers, all those things are journal database. It is not a journal, it's a journal database. Thesis and dissertations, you can go to this website. Hypothesis, explained enough, I think. How to formulate a primary objective, secondary objective, and preparing research design, we have done already. How to determine sample, somebody asked me, right? Go to this website, surveysystem.com. There are a lot of the other websites are there. Survey. Website. This is calculation. Or just to search in Google for sample size calculator. You can go by either formula method or using online also you can finalize your sample size. So this NCBI for medical people, use the survey monkey, this is for everybody. If we give population size, your degree of freedom, you will get 1 minute. Yeah. Usually for social science researchers, we have 95% confidence level and we have 5% error. If you are not sure about your population proportion, use 50% or use more percentage. You give your population size. Let me put, so it is 10 lakh. Calculate. See, the sample size has given 385. Pravina ma'am, understood now? This screenshot you just copy, take a printout and attach with your thesis, or go with the formula method. Formula method also give more or less same method. There are 3-4 methods of formulas, 3-4 formulas available to finalize your sample size. This is another website, rawsoft.com, samplesize.html. You can check it out later on. Scaling technique usually for questionnaire people, not for everybody. It's very basic one. And which statistics used for what type of scale? If you are using nominal scale, cross tabulation, go for chi-square, pi, Kramer contingency, ordinal, medium, interquartile range, etc. So this slide I will share. You read whenever you meet this. Primary data, secondary data collection methods, data interpretation, analysis interpretation, we have seen enough. Okay. Type 1 error, that is rejecting null hypothesis when it is true. When it is true, that means we need to accept. But due to some negligence, if you are rejecting that becomes type 1 error. Type 2 error, accepting the null hypothesis when it is false. Example, where a hospital, patient in hospital given a medicine to cure some disease, and this condition is scrutinized for some time. It is just possible that the medicine has positive effect, but it is considered that no effect or adverse effect. Thus, it is a kind of first kind of error, type 1 error. When it is true, but you are considering it has no effect. On contrary, if the medicine has adverse effect and you are writing it as a positive effect, just type here, just for your understanding. The data interpretation explained with the practicals even. When you are writing a finding, conclusion, whatever, just remember this. Questions on the meaning of finding, the methodology, unexpected results, and limitations and shortcomings of the study should be answered and interpreted. Number 1. Number 2, integrate the pieces together. As I said, previous researcher finding and your researching or your finding is same. And sometimes previous researcher finding and your finding is different. Correct? Integration. Theorize, then form a theory. If both are same, you can go for a theory. Integrate your findings into principle. Okay. What is BP level? Normal BP level. Can anybody type normal BP level? Any idea normal BP level? 120/80. Correct. That is what they mentioned here. Make your findings as principle. That's the finding of some research, right? They might have done research on 1,000 people, check it to the BP, and they go for average. And integrate a theory into finding. If somebody is able to, feel the rising temperature, then the temperature is more than 98.7, correct? And use this finding to formulate an original theory. And you can also write table number 2 represents or presents. Table number 3 indicates, like that. Don't write the above table, below table and all, don't write. Understood? If you are writing a table or picture, use this. Table number 101 represent. Table number A2 represent, like this. And these words you can use. As observed, there was delving deeper into figures, the illustration of the graph, which you can see later on. I will share it with you. Characteristics of finding. There should be a brief statement of main purpose of the study. Again, going back from the problem of objectives, then you present your findings. So give a specific finding for every objective you have. And that should collectively represent the solution for the research problem. Also have numbers, pictures, tables, etc. Always report the findings in past tense. Dissertation findings chapter varies from one project to another project. If it is a language research, half of the things we have seen will not come there. The analysis part and all will not be there. There, data collection would be entirely different. It is maximum cases it would be on secondary data. Try not to report those which are not relevant to the research question and research hypothesis. Avoid using interpretive phrases, confirm, reveal, suggest, validate. These terms are more suitable for a discussion chapter when you will be expected to provide your interpretation. So when you are presenting, you can use these terms, but when you are writing, don't write these terms. Okay, writing findings again. Make sure that you are presenting results from other research studies. That's what I have done already. The Marshall case and the Radhi case or the previous researchers I am try to integrate. Okay, observe whether or not your hypothesis is tested. Research question answered. Illustration table are used to present data. They are labeled properly. Use the software like Excel, SPSS to analyze. The research problem should be repeated and the goals of the research should be stated briefly again when you are writing your findings. This approach helps to gain the attention of the reader again, because around 7 or 8 pages back you have written your research problem, and in the 7th page you will be writing the suggestion. For example, anybody who reads the research paper, they will not read it continuously. They will take a break in between, so they forgot what is the theme of the paper. That's why we reiterate it. The results relevant to the question must be presented, keeping in mind the results support the hypothesis. Don't include every result in finding section. This is another error people make. The finding should address only the major issues, not the positive ones. People, they always include the positive ones. 90% of employees are happy. This is the finding. Okay, what is the suggestion? Nothing. Correct. Let us say 85% of population are wealthy in this country. What suggestion we could write? There is a pretty less scope for writing suggestion. When there is a problem and the weightage of the problem is more, the suggestion would be more. Correct. You have a basic idea about writing the findings of dissertation, because this will provide you the knowledge to arrange the data in a chronological order. Start each paragraph writing the most important results, concluding the same section with the least important results. Then writing the summary before every chapter, writing the summary or gist. Your suggestion must be based on findings, and that should be scientifically true. Has to be valid. So your suggestions are giving solutions to the problem. Conclusion. The finding section presents important data that was collected during the research process. It should be presented concisely. The same findings, put it in another way around, present here. But strong verbal written skills are required to write a paper. That I agree. I will tell you another method to overcome that. The major results should be categorized systematically using your chart, figure, table, etc. It is important to abstain from using vague and non-specific words in this section. Label the tables and figures, whatever. The conclusion should be a brief statement of main finding presented under each factor. Find answers what? They are based on facts. Conclusion should stress the importance of the thesis statement again, or your paper writing statement whatsoever. Otherwise, people will lose the touch. What's the research problem? What is the conclusion? Conclusions are inferences, deduction, abstractions, implications, interpretations, general statements, generalizations based upon finding. Conclusion should appropriately answer the specific questions raised at the beginning of the investigation in the order they are given under the statement of problem or objectives. In that way, you should conclude. Conclusion should point out what are factually learned from the inquiry. Should be formulated concisely, brief, short. Recommendation for further study. Here you mention what you are suggesting for the future researcher, what you left and what they need to study. Okay, writing references, how to write references. So APA and MLA are the two major formats, and science people go for a different one. These are the major references for social science and management. If you don't give proper references, then you will be under problem. It's a ethical misbehavior. This website, Mendeley is a free software which can manage your references. Now we will see the publication ethics. It's again a short topic. I will complete it off. Okay, how do you submit paper? Any idea? How do you submit your research paper so far? Can somebody tell me? 1 minute, I will be back. Just to type your answers. How do you submit your research paper so far? What is the methodology? Very good. Research journals, I agree. How do you find the research journal? Most of the time, we believe somebody who comes in WhatsApp and giving our paper. I make it very clear. If that person is very genuine towards publication, it is okay, no problem. But maximum cases, there is no connection between the person whom you are interacting and the journal. That's the bitter truth. How to find a journal? You need to go to Scopus journal website or UGC CARE list website to find out journal. I will tell you how. UGC CARE list I will explain. And don't believe any PDFs mentioning that it is the latest UGC listed journals. Don't believe such PDFs. Anybody can create a word into PDF, correct? So this is the website. I copy paste so that the chat box I will paste it. Make use of that. This website will tell you whether the particular journal is UGC CARE listed or not. But my advice is you directly apply for it instead of believing some intermediaries. It is better to apply directly. And this is very important. List of cloned journals available. We'll explain what is cloned journal. It's a duplicate journal, which is copycat of original. See, the left side journal is the original one. The right side is a copycated one. Got it? Got it? It is duplicate. Cloned means duplicate. Look-alike original, it is not original. But how to find out whether my thing is original or not? See, everything is similar. You see here, publisher name similar, ISSN number similar, website also similar. Okay, this is hard to find out. And see, you see all cloned websites as website. Cloned the journals has some website. The original people don't have any website. That is another ironic thing. See, all the cloned people have a website. See here. If you are publishing in these journals, no use at all. Sir, how to find out? Ask the ISSN number. And first, before searching ISSN number, come to the cloned list. List 1, list 2 will be there. Okay. Find out whether your journal is listed. See, we are from Tamil Nadu, so usually we will publish in English, correct? For example, somebody from this journal approaching you, Abru journal. The name itself not Abru journal, it is just Abru, correct? The first mistake you can find out. Second mistake, the language is only Punjabi. The guy who is coming in WhatsApp or Facebook assure you that he will publish in English and give it to you. Got it? Don't get prey for such a scams. You see here, Alokshana Chakra. Bengali is the language that is approved. But see here what language the cloned journal is doing. Because English and Hindi, they got more journals. And they have two different websites. See here, the original will not have any website at all. So refer the website. See which is cloned. The yellow color things and all cloned one. Try to understand. And see here, sometimes they will give clue like this. Central Institute of Hindi is a publisher. Here no publisher will be there. You will get just a printout copy. But my general advice, don't go behind printout copy. But publishing in the original journal is okay. This is original. Dogo Ranks and Research Journal is original. The short form is DRS Research Journal. Don't believe that. Okay. And how to check out whether it is original or not? The option is very limited. The original book look like this. And see the duplicate. Duplicate would look like this. This is the difference. Original cover, duplicate cover. Got the understanding? This is duplicate. The duplicate also can print a book and give you. Anybody who is having printing press can print this and give it to you. So my sincere advice, don't go behind any printed journals. Henceforth, NAC or any body, NAC or any accrediting body will ask for online link of your article. If you're going for a printed journal, you will lose your grade points or career points you will lose. Whether it is API or CAS, you will lose in the future if you are relying on printed version of a journal. Always go for online version and check if the journal has an online version, definitely they will have a site, correct? Let us check out. See here, Multilingual Journal for Cultural and Media Theory. They have their own website. And see the website, pleasurestudies.net. Here, pleasurestudies.org. ORG is a cloned one again. The name is almost similar. In this website, your article will be listed. So anybody can download this from this website. Understood? This is what the future of your research paper. In future, people will ask you the link, not the hard copy. Understood? Because nobody can check the reliability of hard copy. That is the problem. And journal processing fees, many journals are charging processing fees. But that may range from 1,000, 2,000 to there's no limit at all. but always go for a free journal. A free journal will not charge you anything. See what happens, try to understand the scenario. I'm sorry I'm taking much time on your Sunday, but this session would be definitely helpful to you when you are going for publishing your research work. See, when you are publishing your article, actually the publisher gets the credit. Understood or not? How the publisher gets credit, sir? Because you write a copyright form and give it to them. I am the author. I transfer my copyright to this journal. Journal gets the credit. You get just the AP or CS, that is okay. Nothing more. And if you are paying for it, it is okay to pay when there is an urgency, emergency mode, it is okay to pay. But if you are able to wait for 3 months, 6 months, you go for a free journal. Then how to find out a free journal? Okay, let us check the same website again. This is original website, right? Let us check it. How to find out a free, subscription is there. Advisory board, call for papers. This you click. Here they would have mentioned that whether any fee is applicable. See, if no fee is applicable, then it is a type of free journal. I'm not sure about this one. I need to read this. See, authors will be notified status of the papers within 3 months of submission. The journal should have 8,500 words, or paper should have 8,000 words, as well as short text up to 3,000 words. It is published twice in the year. It is published twice in the year. Try to remember that. When somebody is giving this, website and they are telling that it is a monthly journal, they are trying to cheat you. Remember that. Okay. Here they don't mention it clearly whether it is paid or not. Check out. Okay. See, they mention clearly the author can retain the copyright of the text. Here they are not transferring the copyright, as I mentioned. That depends on the journal editor whether the copyright transfer happens or not. So in this page also they haven't mentioned anything about the fee. Means the foreign journal, so fee might not be applicable. You need to go and study in the area to find out whether any fee applicable. See, if there is a original website, I'll go inside. Slow down. I'll show you how to find out the free journal or paid one. This is again a foreign journal. That would be mentioned somewhere in the area of call for papers. See, print edition should also be mentioned in website. Try to remember. See here, the print edition is also mentioned. They might not got permission for online copy, but print edition is available online. This is another, credibility of the journal. So they are not currently accepting any submissions. See here the fee details. See, madam, the fee details given. Scholastica is committed to ensuring the authors are able to submit articles regardless of institutional support. Will consider requests for fee waivers and other accommodations at their email address. So fees are there and the fee waiver is also there. That is what the meaning. It's a paid journal, but fee waiver will be there. That's good. So you need to go and read in every journal like this. So you'll get the idea. You see, lot of cloned journals, how it is floating within the social media. There are around 37 cloned journals in group 1. Under group 2, $42 cloned journals. So around 80 plus cloned journals to cheat you in the market. Okay, so be careful. So how to find out when somebody telling that this journal is UGC listed or not? Ask their ISSN number. And the website link I already shared you. Okay. 1 minute, I will log in and share the screen. Always read, the call for papers area or the authors area to find out what the journal is actually expecting from you. You need to submit as per the procedure they mentioned. You should not do your own procedures for submitting a paper. If they are telling that text size is 12, then you should keep it as 12. I logged in into CARE website. It is free. The login is free. With email, anybody can create a login. Okay. Go inside. What do I do is I take a journal ISSN number from here. Okay. Ardelia. This is the ISSN number, correct? Select. You can go with title, publication, publisher, subject also. You can go with subject easily. Okay. Already there is commerce. Just to put. It is not showing anything. That's a string error, I think. There is something other keyword. Let it be. I will go for another discipline. Management. You see, there are channels listed under management. When somebody giving this ISSN number and EISSN number, go and check it out. And EISSN means that journal is having electronic mode of publication. And if it is having only ISSN like this, AIMS Journal of Management is having only ISSN. It means only print copy available. No EISSN. So don't prefer such a journal. Future, you may have a problem. Okay, when the college is asking a 5 years data, or NAC is asking 5 years data, you cannot provide online, right? Because no online they have. That's the problem. So how to find out whether this is a real one or not? When it is listed in UGC CARE, University of Pune website itself, the journal is original first one. Second point, look at the subject, discipline, social science, especially business management, accounting, etc. Right? Also go to the journal website and see what are all the other things. And you need to ensure that publication language, English, means they publish only in English, not in Tamil or any other regional languages. Even international languages, it is not permitted. Understood? But fake people would come and say that it is available in other languages also. Always go to the original website. This is the original website. These are topics covered. These are all the previous volumes of the books. I mean, already published journals. Okay. Go to for authors. That's what your area is. This is not the exact site. This journal is listed in the site, I think. Interest Science, that is again a directory. It's listed. We need to go to the original site always. 1 minute. Go for another one. Again, it is getting into interscience.com only. Don't go and search in Google. You will get into the wrong website also. There is a possibility. Brazilian journal will check. You see, language of publication would be English and Portuguese only, not other languages. These you need to ensure, because all Indian journals got permission for Hindi. The cloned journal will publish you in English. That is again deviation in the research protocol. Got the understanding? Go to this area, submission author guidelines. Submission template is there. These are a checklist. Author guidelines. Just use a keyword fee. There is no fee given. So this website is giving free access, open access. There is no information about publication fee. When there is no information, there are two logic. One is no fee at all. Another logic, they will intimate the fee through email. Got the understanding? How to select the journal? Let's just get back. The script submission. So this I have taken from Springer. It is telling how to choose your journal. First, try to understand who is your target audience. Who will read your article? Accordingly, choose your journal and see the reliability or reputation of the journal. Okay. What does journal editors actually want? The paper should be written in a systematic format and your idea should be novel, which is scientifically valid. That's it. No plagiarism. Fine. And write a cover letter. Don't blindly send a mail. Attachment PFA. Don't send a mail like that. Write a cover letter. This manuscript title, this title, for example, consumer behavior on e-commerce, is a first time article, not yet published anywhere or not yet submitted anywhere. Okay. Like that, you write 2 or 3 paragraphs, then send a mail to the editor or submit in the online website. So before submitting the paper, read it once again and see that whether that matches with the editor's expectation, and also look at spelling, grammar errors, plagiarism issues. So now I am going to teach you how to get rid of plagiarism. The website called Quillbot. This is especially useful for paper writers and thesis writers. Okay. The free version is very limited. Only 2 things: fluency and standard. The paid version is highly effective. It's costing under around 3,000 or 2,000 something per annum. 1 minute. I'll show you how it works. People who stay longer will get more benefits. Give me a minute. Paid version would be better performing, but I'm not marketing the product. Try to understand. I'm just giving you suggestion. You can go for it. To you, whether you buy it or you write your own paraphrasing, that is also fine. Give me a minute.
Tamil? Tamil? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Waiting,
Yes,
our
ma'am. Yes,
waiting,
ma'am. Here, ma'am.
our waiting இருக்கிறாரு.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Saraswati.
Interaction இருக்கான்னு பாருங்க.
Ma'am,
Thank
ஒரு
you so
நிமிஷம்
much, Bala. Just 2.5 hours.
Sorry, sir. No, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Sir is
5 minutes,
working
madam.
as fine, ma'am.
Ma'am, another 5 minutes I require, madam, to finish it off.
Yeah. You can take. I thought you finished.
No,
You
no,
can
madam.
take. Okay.
Yes. Now I logged in. So this is very, very useful for people who write research paper, people who write thesis. I will share my screen now. Yeah, this is how the interface would look like. I just copy a text from Google and you see how it translates. Okay. Financial planning is a text and just copy paste from Google and see how this website works. When you're copying something from Google for your research paper, or when you are, writing somebody else's ideas, this website would be very, very useful. So, what more do you want? I want to expand the text. One minute. Like my plan expired, I'm sorry, but anyway, no problem. The free version, you see how it works. So I give a standard format. I want output in fluency. You see now it is changing. Now you read both and try to understand the changes it has made. And another free website. The paraphrasing tool. These are called paraphrasing tool. This prepostseo.com, another wonderful website, free of cost. Copy paste the original content here, and you decide the mode here. I want advanced mode. Okay, I click advanced, and what you give here is preface. Click this. I am not a robot. Then wait for tick mark. Then click preface. So after a few minutes, it will show the paraphrase text. There is some error. 1 minute. Copy paste the original content here. Whether the website is slow or the net is slow, but there's some tick mark has come. Now give paraphrase. The entire passage would be paraphrased into different text in general usage becomes in standard usage. A financial plan becomes monetary plan. Comprehensive evaluation becomes complete assessment of individual present day, that becomes individual's current pay, and financial future financial state by using current. That means destiny means future, right? Monetary nation with aid of use of present day recognized variable you are expecting destiny income. That is, destiny means again future income. See, this is artificial paraphrasing. Try to understand. Once paraphrasing, read it again and see the meaning is matching. If it is matching, it is okay. Otherwise, you need to manually interfere that and do paraphrasing. This is simple one. See how creative it would be. Yes. The changed words given in the green color, red color, etc. Go for fluency. Go here. Click this. I'm not a robot. Paraphrase. See the content, how it is paraphrased now. This is free of cost. You no need to pay anything. Do it once again. Paraphrase will not happen, I think. Paraphrase again. Yes, it is getting paraphrased. So wherever the change has happened, that is underlined. The fluency is not a good one. Go for creative. See, paraphrasing means entire passage should be reframed and written without any grammatical error. Understood? That's called paraphrasing. It is not like changing words. It is changing the entire sentence without changing the meaning, so that you can escape from plagiarism issues. While writing paper or thesis, the introduction and other things were definitely told by other people, right? So it is always better. Sometimes you cannot change something. That is okay. But anyway, all the free tools have only limited access. When you pay and use, you can have unlimited access. Anyway, my payment, I think, expired. I need to renew it. And plagiarism checker. This is again free tool. You no need to buy it. Free tool, limited version. So I have copy pasted from Google, right? What is financial planning? I paste the same text here and show you how it catches. Check plagiarism. Yes. Now check plagiarism. This is again a free website, freepostseo.com. I copy paste in your chat box. This website, you can make use of that. Now see here where it is taken. Plagiarism 100%, because I directly copy pasted. Plagiarism 100% will be there. From where it is taken, Wikipedia, wealthplanninggroup.net, and other websites that will be shown when you upgrade a premium. So enjoy whatever they are giving free, you can enjoy, no problem. But if you're having good writing skills, you can manually paraphrasing it, but that takes a lot of time. Always go for a rewriter or a Quillbot, which minimizes your time on working on a paper. Okay. I close my session with this. Any questions, you can ask me now. And I need, 2 verbal feedback from this group. We are 65 now. At least 2 verbal feedback about the session you attended. Open your mic and give some feedback about the session, the publication part and the research methodology part. Poorsi madam, I answered, I think, how to check plagiarism, that also I answered. From the same procedure, go to Scopus listing website, Department wise, you can check. Any two people can open up. Come on, quick. It is difficult to answer the question, but not difficult to give the feedback. Come on.
Sir, I am from second MCOM, sir. My name is Sarla.
Yes, Sarla, proceed, ma.
This webinar is so informative, sir. Many webinar I attended in this topic, but like this, it is not, sir.
Okay, okay. You can give it in
With
Tamil also.
practical exposition, you have concluded this webinar, sir. So it is also interesting, sir, for knowing so much. As a PG student, we needed it, sir. So I thank the management and principal ma'am and department and you, sir, for giving such a wonderful webinar, sir.
Thank you, ma.
Sir.
Thank you, ma. One more feedback, quick. Janani, madam, it depends on the university. How many, I mean, it is not how many journals, it is how many articles published in the journal. That depends on the university you go. Deemed universities ask for semester once, and all government universities stick with UGC rule, that is 2 publications in Scopus. If you are logging in now, then you should be aiming for Scopus and ABDC. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Somebody opened the mic. Proceed. Can I get one more feedback?
Good evening, sir. I'm Pravina from Mitraj College.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir. First of all, I want to thank you for taking this class. This is really very, very useful. I want to thank the organizer also. It is really wonderful session. Wherever you take FDP or webinar, I will be the one of the participants. So definitely, I want to learn many things from you. So this is very useful for my PhD also. Somewhere I am lagging. So after attending this FDP, so it's very clear I can finish my PhD within few months. Okay.
All the best.
Thank you, sir. So thank you for your valuable information and a very supportive one. Um, previous uh, previous journals and all, I don't know how to search UGC or Scopus. Many people said there may be many cloned journals and all. So now it's very clear.
So there are
Yeah.
no duplicates roaming around. You need to be careful.
Yeah, I don't want to publish, I don't want to involve this kind of cloned or some duplicated journals. So after attending this, this is very, very clear and very useful for publishing our papers also. So thank you so much, sir.
Welcome, madam, welcome. Anybody else?
Good evening, sir. I'm N. Tamilarsi from Computer Science Department, sir.
Yes, madam, proceed.
Sir, actually this webinar is very useful for us, sir, because Science Hub link is very useful for the scholars in order to in order to open the paid journals. Yes, sure, sir. Springer and then elsewhere journals are very useful in order to go for literature review. So in that purpose, we can refer the SA Hub link to open the paid journals. At the same time, the cloned and the UGC CAD journals. We can also get information. We can also get the information about how to differentiate the cloned journals and the UGC CAD journals. So in that aspect also it is very useful, sir. Thank you so much for your for spending your valuable time with us, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Surely information will be helpful in future. Hereafter, journal is a familiar word for us. This is a time for vote of thanks. The thankful heart opens our eyes to a multitude of blessings that continually surround us. Now, I would like to call Ms. D. Malati, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, to give a vote of thanks.
Good evening to one and all present here. It's give me great pleasure to teleport. Thank what is the to all very present here. I would like to thank our Honorable Chairman Thiruvalar Lion B. Muiratnam sir, most respected Secretary Thiruvalar Lion Ramanan sir, our beloved Principal Dr. A. Sukhani ma'am. I take this opportunity to thank the respected this functions Dr. Asa Balamurali sir, Assistant Professor, Department of Business Administration, and Honorable Dr. Gavata Das, Vice College, Chennai, for attending this functions. Inspiring informative speech about research methodology and publication in journal. I am pretty sure the previous knowledge that Dr. Balamurali sir gave us will definitely help us in your studies and futures. And also, I take this opportunity to thank the faculty members from various institutions who joins with us for today's sessions. I extend my gratitude to Dr. N. Ma'am, Department of Computer Science. I thank Ms. S. Sujata ma'am for her warmly welcomed. I thank Ms. Gunavadi ma'am for her faithful guest introductions. And also, I would like to thank Ms. R. Saraswati ma'am. Last but not least, I thank this faculty members for various departments for their endless support. Once again, I thank you and all gather here. Thank you, sir.
Once again, I would like to extend my thanks to management, our principal madam, heads of the department, professors, students and non-teaching staff for making this wonderful event. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Bala. It's really wonderful and then excellent. More than 2.5 hours you spent with us. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Dear faculty members, feedback link, I'm sharing the feedback link through chat box. So in order to get the e-certificate, you can make use of it. Thank you.